Hi, this is Chen. With a history of more than 800 years as a capital city, Beijing is a place full of incredible history and beautiful landmarks. However, for first-time visitors, it could be a headache for you to plan your itinerary. So in this video, I'll share the top 7 tourist sites, in my opinion, and the travel tips for visiting those places. And the number one must-visit, undoubtedly, is the Forbidden City, also known as the Palace Museum. And because of its enormous scale, this largest wooden palace complex in the world is also called a city by itself. It was served as the exclusive home of the emperor, and its access was severely restricted, and that's where the name came from. Please be noted that it is closed on Monday, and its last entry is around 3 to 4 p.m. depending on which month you visit. It closes early between 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Its best architecture sits on the central line near its entry, but a lot of interesting exhibitions are actually in the side palaces. If you take a little bit detour, you'll probably find something unexpected, like the best porcelain exhibition in the whole country, original furniture used by emperors in Qing dynasty, and a lot more interesting ancient art crafts. Over 1.8 million imperial treasures are stored in the Forbidden City, and just a small fraction of it could be mind-blowing. Generally, I suggest to book tickets online in advance as it saves time, but luckily for foreign visitors, you can also get tickets on site on the same day of visit. So no panic if it says sold out, and here's a video about this. Please check it out if you're interested. You know, all the viewing numbers, subscribers, they are important to us, so please hit the subscription button if you like our content. No trip to Beijing is complete without visiting the Great Wall of China. As one of the 8 wonders of the world, it is a fortification protecting China from the threats of nomadic countries from the north. It is over 22,000 kilometers, that is 13,670 miles, adding up all sections built in the past 2,200 years. That's almost twice the length of Earth's diameter.
Really? Yes!
But its most spectacular part, the one you saw on the TVs or videos, was built in Ming Dynasty, roughly 7,000 to 8,000 kilometers. So Great Wall is actually a zigzag line starting from the beach to the east of China, all the way to the west of Gobi Desert. And in Beijing, multiple sections of it are open to visitors. The Mutianyu Great Wall is probably the most popular among the foreign visitors, while the Badaling Great Wall is most popular among domestic tourists. Both are very well renovated as they receive most visitors every year. I also recommend Simatai and the Jinshanling Great Wall, which are less restored, more original, and much less crowded. But they are much further away to the city, about 2.5 hours drive for one way. The Simatai also locates in a newly built but beautiful water town and opens in the evening. That said, Mutianyu Great Wall is a safe choice for most visitors. Not too far, not too crowded. Could be crowded sometimes, but generally it's okay and provide more fun to some visitors. By the way, Badaling and Mutianyu are super crowded on Monday when most other sites in the city are closed. So maybe set off earlier or later on Monday to avoid the crowds. Both offer evening visits during summer days for avoiding the heat in the day. First built in the year of 1420, Temple of Heaven is a place where emperors do their ceremonies to pray to the god of heaven and pray for the harvest for the whole nation. It seems even the emperor has his own homework. The highlight is the stunning hall of prayer for the good harvest, with its unique circular design and a 3-layered deep blue roof. But beyond the architecture, the Temple of Heaven is also a great place to experience local life. Its outer area is a massive public green space with most ancient cypress trees in Beijing, many of which are over 600 years old. Despite the park area is open all year round, its historical attraction area is actually closed on Monday, and the area is only open from about 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with the last entry at around 4:30 p.m. Some websites tell it's open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's for the park area, not the tourist site. And a piece of good information, it's totally free for visitors under 18 or above 60, regardless of the nationalities.
Nice.
Just show the ticket inspectors your passports or IDs while visiting there. The fourth site on my list is the Summer Palace. This magnificent royal palace was once served as a birthday gift from the emperor to his mother, later served as a summer retreat for the Qing emperors. It has over 6 gates, and generally my route is to enter by the Eastern Palace Gate, known as Donggongmen in Chinese, and exit by the North Ruyi Gate, that is Beiruyimen in Chinese. In this route, you can walk along the beautiful Kunming Lake under the long corridor of 700 meters with over 14,000 paintings different from each other. If you are somewhat into hiking or climbing the stairs, you can also walk all the way up to the Foxiang Pavilion, the highest point of Summer Palace, where you can enjoy a beautiful panoramic view. And the iconic stone boat built in the year of 1755 is also along this route. This route takes about 1 to 2 hours depending on your pace, and I also encourage you to try on a boat ride in the Kunming Lake if the time allows. What's more, unknown to most visitors, during the winter days when the lake is frozen solid, the Summer Palace also opens at the largest natural ice rink in Beijing, covering 200,000 to 300,000 square meters, where people can try the ice bicycles or the sleds. The ice rink's opening dates change every year, depending on how cold each year is. Generally, for Summer Palace, you don't need to book tickets in advance, but during the time of ice rink, there might be a limit. So if this is what you come here for, book the tickets in advance if you can. Lama Temple, also known as Yonghe Gong or Yonghe Temple, is one of the largest Tibetan Buddhist monasteries in the world outside of Tibet, which is still active nowadays. In my opinion, this is probably the most exotic site in Beijing to most visitors because of its combination of Tibetan and Chinese elements. Interestingly, it was previously a prince mansion, the owner of which later became the Emperor Yongzheng in Qing Dynasty, ruling China from 1722 to 1735. His successor, his son, Emperor Qianlong, was also born in that mansion. So that's why people in Beijing also call it the Mansion of Hidden Dragons or the Blessed Land of Dragons. Unlike Forbidden City, we'll get to see the most spectacular architectures at the very beginning. In Lama Temple, one of its biggest treasures is preserved to the last. That is, the magnificent Maitreya Buddha statue carved out of one single piece of sandalwood. It is 80 meters tall above the ground, with 8 more meters under the ground, 26 meters in total. That is about 85 feet. Hutong or hutongs refer to the narrow alleyways formed by the traditional courtyard residences in the historical neighborhood of Beijing. This is the place where you can experience the most local vibe of the old Beijing city. Instead of just passing through quickly, maybe slow down, explore it on foot or by bicycle. The most popular hutongs for visitors are Nanluo Guxiang, Wudaoying Hutong, Tiananmen area, and Shichahai area. Some of them might feel a little bit overly commercialized today.
Hello, I like money.
But they're still worth a visit for first-time visitors. One interesting thing about Hutong Walk is that sometimes you can walk into some random courtyards, former residences of some famous Chinese figures dating back to the 1900s, temples built per the order of the Chinese emperor, or even a prince mansion in the Qing Dynasty. It's like opening your own box of chocolates.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
But also, just a reminder, most courtyards in hutongs are private housings which are not open to visitors. Last but not least, the Tiananmen Square. I know this is an iconic site in Beijing, but the thing about it is that sometimes the queue there is just too long. I'm not exaggerating it. Sometimes, usually it's in summer days, the line could take 2 to 4 hours. A group fast line registered by a licensed tour guide could help in this condition, as we've shared previously, but my suggestion here is to improvise and play by ear. If the line is too long, skip it, don't be stuck in the line, and instead visit other sites first.
Stop it. Get some help.
And the Tiananmen Square requires early reservation, despite it's free to visit. You can't get it on the same day, at least 1 day in advance, and during the peak seasons, 3 or 5 days in advance. For those who don't make successful reservations, there's still one last remedy. That is to get a taxi and drive through the square. You basically get to see the same view. I know it's not ideal, but at least that's an option on the table. And those are the top 7 sites of Beijing in my opinion. Besides, sites in Beijing are usually spread out, so don't be deceived by the map. And don't be too ambitious either. A comfortable itinerary usually includes 1 or 2 major attractions per day. If you have any more questions or thoughts, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. This is Tour Guide Chen. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye. This is Tour Guide Chen, a licensed English tour guide featured on Beijing TV. I also run a registered travel agency in Beijing. Feel free to contact me via WhatsApp or email. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Welcome to Beijing and welcome to China.